Alrighty, welcome back. Today we're gonna do a little bit of a different video. I need to crack some packs. I haven't opened any draft boxes actually. So this is my first draft box. I'm just gonna open it, kind of sort through the cards, not really discuss it much unless we pull some really good cards. I'll just be kind of sorting in the background. But what I really want to talk about is I just want to have a discussion video. I've received over the last couple months of starting this store and channel a lot of questions from either on eBay or emails or in the comments section of these videos. And, you know, normally I just respond to the one person, but I kind of just decided, well, if one person is thinking these questions, probably a lot of people are thinking these questions. So we're going to go over some of these most frequently asked questions, and I'm just going to answer them and have a little discussion. So the first question we're going with is, how did I get started in Magic the Gathering? Sorry, it says, how and when did you get started in Magic the Gathering? For me, it was, I got started in Revised. During Revised, 1990, Revised had been out for a while. I just remember the first packs I was buying were Revised. So I'd say it's either late 94 or early 95. And I had some family members who played and were just really into it and kind of got me into it. And I remember going to tournaments. I was young, man. I was under 10 years old. I remember I went to a card shop. The very first tournament I ever played was a Revised sealed deck. It was so fun. Back then we had sealed decks, for anyone who doesn't know. And it was a deck of cards you could build a deck out of. And what a booster pack really was when the game started, a booster pack was so that you could boost your sealed deck and improve the decks you got. So the way a sealed deck tournament worked was everyone got a sealed deck, which had different, you'd get different rares. Everyone would get different rares, but a lot of the same commons, a lot of the same uncommons, whatever, different rares. And then you would open like 3 booster packs, and create your deck. So I remember it was a Revised sealed deck. I was under 10 years old and I won the whole tournament. I remember I had 2 channels and 2 fireballs, and I made a green-red deck. I also, I remember I pulled my first dual land out of the sealed deck, and I got a Taiga. And that whole experience, pulling a dual land, winning the tournament, in the tournament, I got a Revised booster box from the card shop. So I was just immediately hooked from there on. That was, you couldn't have a better first experience playing Magic. I kind of understood the game. I knew how to play, but I just I just was able to create the most ridiculous deck with like Llanowar Elves and just like ramp to channel. And then if you don't know the channel fireball combo, you need to look it up. Channel has been banned because it was so overpowered. But I would just win every game by channel fireballing my opponents. Sea of Clouds, there's a nice card. And that was my introduction to Magic. 1994, I think it was, maybe 95. And then from then on, I just started collecting, playing, through probably the early 90s. To the late 90s, probably 98 or so. And then I kind of got out of Magic and got into Pokemon. And Pokemon really took up the next several years. I just got hooked. I was probably about 10 by then. 10 or 11. There was the Pokemon show. I was all into the base set Pokemon. And that was it for me. I was hooked after that first tournament. played throughout the 90s. And yeah, that was it for me. Ever since then, I've been in and out. Ooh, Ancient Silver Dragon. Nice little dragon here. These are nice. You get a ton of booster packs in these. So far, some good cards. We'll keep track maybe at the end. And then I was like out of Magic probably from 98 until 2009. I had a long period where I went into Pokemon and then kind of just out of trading card games completely throughout my like middle school, well, high school, college years. But then 2009, when Zendikar came out, the original Zendikar, and they put the Priceless Treasures. That's got me back in to MTG 2009. Next question. Sorry, that was a long-winded answer. I'm thinking of starting an eBay store. What advice would you give to someone with $10,000 just starting out? I told this person that first you want to, it's easiest if you can find, like if you have a collection and you want to sell some of your cards to raise more money, that's one thing you can do. But it takes a lot of time to list individual cards, like one card at a time. So if you can find a set where you can buy boxes and are able to arbitrage, meaning you can buy a box, say for $80, break it down and sell what the contents of the box is for an average of at least $100 after taxes and fees and shipping costs, all that stuff. You can take $80 and turn it into at least $100. Then you can, it's really worth it to buy a ton of boxes, break them down, make $20 a box selling singles. The other thing is trading, if you can make good trades, or see if you're starting with a limited amount of money, you really need to or want to get your money back that you put in. So things like investing long-term in reserve list cards, it's tough because you really need money to generate, you need to generate an income so you can continue to reinvest. So finding good products. I made a really good video on Commander 2020 about, I want to say 5 months ago, I think in April. I spent January, February, March, April buying up all the 2020 Commander sets that I could find. I bought out stores because I realized, holy smokes, you can buy these for, I was buying them for like $125 all the way up to $150. And I was buying as many as I could, because there was an arbitrage opportunity where you could buy the sets for $150 for all 5 decks, break them down, and get at least $400. And now the prices of those sets, people have kind of figured it out. They're way more expensive now. You can still make money doing that, I think, with that set, but it's not nearly as appealing. So you got to be on the lookout for situations like that. But the main thing is you have to, if you have $10,000, you really have to be good with your money. And one example I can give, one year I tracked my money. What I spent, every time I spent money, I put it in this app and tracked it. And what I realized was I spent $10,000 in a year on stuff I did not need at all. The biggest example was I would get a coffee and a bagel like almost every day, like 5 days a week, right next door. I would just grab a coffee and a bagel, and it would be like $7. Bagel, cream cheese, coffee, and it'd be like $7. Boom, just gone. And then I looked at the end of the year at how much I spent on coffee and bagels. $7 times 350 days a year. Say 300 days a year. I wasn't doing it every day. 300 days a year. I was spending, you know, over $2,000 on coffee and bagels. And so one thing I do, I buy coffee now. I just buy coffee and make it either at home or at the office. And that's just one example, right? Now, when I buy a pack of coffee for $15, it lasts like 2 weeks for with the coffee beans. All I have to do is make the coffee. And so $15 times 50 weeks, right, is like 500 bucks, 600 bucks, whatever. Sometimes I buy it for less, $10 coffee. I'm saving like at $1,200 to $1,500 a year on coffee. So that's a huge thing. There's so many things like that that you can save money on if you just think about it. If you make, the biggest thing, honestly, is making meals at home. If you can cook, save some money rather than eating out, you'll save a ton of money throughout the whole year, and it's definitely worth it. And that will, all that extra money that you save, you can invest into your business or into stocks or whatever you want for the long term. But there's just so much. I encourage everyone to track their spending for, you can do it for a month, you can do it for a year, whatever you want, but you will be shocked at how much money you actually spend on stuff you don't need to buy. So that is my answer to that question. Ooh, Font of Magic Mythic. What is your favorite card? Well, I have a few favorite cards that bring back memories. One is now a really expensive card. Okay, this story of this card is one reason that it's my favorite, one of my favorite cards, and it's Lion's Eye Diamond from Mirage. The reason is because I remember drafting Mirage in card shops, and we do 8-man drafts. Lion's Eye Diamond, you'd draft, everyone knows how a draft works. You open a pack, take a card, pass, all the way down to there's one card in the pack. And almost always, if there was a Lion's Eye Diamond opened, it was the last card that you would get. It was just a garbage bulk rare that was unplayable, nobody wanted. It was the worst card you could open, okay? What people would do is just take the packaging, the empty booster packs, and a lot of times just the bulk cards, including Lion's Eye Diamonds, and just throw them straight in the garbage can. That's a true story of drafting Mirage. And now we look years later at that card. I don't know how many I saw just thrown straight in the garbage. So I know the supply of them is significantly less than the amount that were printed, because just witnessing them get thrown away was a significant amount. So that's just a favorite story of a specific card, and so I've always really liked that card. I mean, I didn't always, and as time went on, I've grown to really like that card. And the artwork on that card is just really beautiful. Lion's Eye Diamond, if you haven't seen it, from Mirage. Next question. What have been your best investments so far? Well, I'd have to say most recently it's Commander 2020. Doing what I did with those sets was ridiculous. Really fun. Maybe the best investment overall, just because of the scale it was on. I sold so many singles, so many. It's kind of really jump-started me into the card shop today, where I'm able to buy more boxes, crack them like this, get collector boxes, things like that. But I'd say in the past, it was probably dual lands. I was buying dual lands. Ooh, there we go. Actually, you know what? It's definitely been collection buying. Definitely been collection buying. Even more so than Commander 2020. I spent probably when I got back in like 2016, 2015, started really going to yard sales, buying collections. checking Craigslist every day, checking apps like OfferUp every day to see if there was collections for sale. I got some of my best cards out of those collections, where it'd be kind of a gamble. I'd just go buy tons of cards. I remember getting a bunch of Force of Wills from Alliances. I got a bunch of just random stuff. There were a couple dual lands I got from there. And just overall, so many cards, a lot of bulk, but a lot of really good cards for cheap, like prices you can't beat. So I'd have to say collection buying between like 2015 and 2018, when the market was down quite a bit. That was one of the best investments, and I still look for collections whenever I can. It's a lot. They're few and far between now, but they're still out there. I would definitely recommend people look for collections. What would you buy from the reserved list with a $500 budget? Oh man, a $500 budget. Well, that could get you one Lion's Eye Diamond. However, okay, if I was someone who is new and didn't have any positions in the reserved list, that would be different. I would probably get something like a Wheel of Fortune, or a dual land and some other cheaper cards, or a Wheel of Fortune and some other cheaper cards. Maybe something like a Lion's Eye Diamond. I think it'll age really well. Man, it's a tough question if I'm thinking about it like that. For me, I would buy my favorite cards. There's one card that I just continue to buy. And the second card that I buy less frequently, but I like a lot. I like cards that have like a real world, some sort of real world meaning to the card. So for me, one of my favorite cards is Peacekeeper. It's from Weatherlight. Let me see what that's worth right now. I don't even know. I just buy them when I see them. Peacekeeper, Weatherlight. It's a $27 card in mint condition. I think I would try and buy, with $500, 20 Peacekeepers. It's just a really cool card. The other card, the artwork on Peacekeeper is one of my favorite too. It's got the sunset. It's got the horse in the background. It's got a really cool Peacekeeper guy. I love that card, and I think it's going to continue to age really well. The other card I would buy, I like, has real world meaning, is Thawing Glaciers. That is a card that is going to continue to have more and more significance as time goes on, as the glaciers actually continue to thaw. So those two cards I would buy, maybe 10 Thawing Glaciers, 10 Peacekeepers. I would try to get as many as I can. I'd make offers, do things like that. But those are two cards I would definitely target with a $500 budget. There's more questions here, but I think that'll wrap it up today. I'm done with this box. Let's see what we got here. Archivist, 2 pieces of the land cycle, 3 pieces of the land cycle, and an ancient silver dragon. So what's that? 25, 30, 40, 55, 60, maybe $65, $70 in rares and mythics right here. Pretty good considering these boxes are actually like $70 now, 75. So yeah, that's a pretty good box. I'll take that. If you like these type of videos, let me know. There's a lot more questions I could answer. There's a lot more reserve list questions. For example, the next question on this list was, what do you think of cheap reserved list cards, $2 or less? If you want to hear more of these answers or like these videos, let me know. If you just want to see box opening videos, that's cool too. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and if you need any cards, Las Vegas Cards and Collectibles on eBay. Thanks.